Hello, this is Guy Cavallo. I'm currently a Microsoft Business Intelligence Advisor, and I joined Microsoft after about a 25-year career in government, both at the federal and at the state and local level. And one thing that I experienced throughout my career was the fact that every government organization I worked for had all the information they needed, but they couldn't get to it. It was all in independent silos, departmental silos, and it wasn't a question of us not having enough data. It was a question of us not getting the data in a format that was usable. So looking back on my career, one thing that I specialized in was taking data from multiple sources and making a whole new data set so that our executive level and managers could make decisions based on that. In fact, back in the early 90s, I won a federal award for taking data from a mainframe, from a series of mini computers, and also a manual spreadsheet, and combining it into a new set of data that Congress had requested from my agency. And the request was you needed to provide it in a week or less. Believe me, Congress doesn't like to hear an agency say, well, give us a couple of years to build that and we'll get back to you. So I was able to take that data, merge it in a way where we could do some reporting that Congress actually followed through and rewrote some legislation based on that. Now the problem with something like that is that it's a very manual process, and was the point that even after that point we would only do it once a month because it would take time to consolidate the systems. Now again, I find many government organizations don't have 2 to 3 years to rewrite everything you have, one at a time, to make that data available. But what you do have today are really enhanced business intelligence and database tools that will make that much easier for you. And I urge all of you to take a look at it from your end user perspective, see how you can get the data to them in a way that's much more user friendly for them, which in most cases means you want it to either be a spreadsheet or through a browser. Again, if you're still relying on your data end users to be either database administrator quality or to have mastered the SQL programming language, you're not quite there yet, because today's tools, you should be beyond that. You should be able to combine and look at data in many, many ways. I'm also willing to bet that as your systems have evolved, as they have in most governments, you probably have more tools than you realize. And I urge you to go back and do an inventory, and especially in these tough economic times, take a look at what tools you have, and are there a certain set of tools that would really save you money and make it easier for you to get access to that enterprise level data and consolidate on those. Again, the days in the early 90s when the executive information system was such a hot topic, the only problem was it cost anywhere from $25,000 to $100,000 a desktop, which is one reason why we don't see it around today. Well, many of you, for that amount of money, can implement business intelligence across your whole enterprise. So take a look at what you have, and my final recommendations are, again, don't just sit in a vacuum and do it from the IT perspective. You want to look at all your data from your end users' perspectives, make it available to them in an easy-to-use format, introduce business intelligence tools so that you're not just looking at flat data, but you're looking at data over time, over your geography, over any other combination of data sets that in the past you wouldn't have done on a paper-based report, and allow your information workers in your government organization to make the best decisions that they can with the data available instead of having to guess at it. So again, thank you for listening to my webcast today.